Hello everyone. Today we start a multiple day project. We are going to take this 1988 TRX 350D, tear it down, and completely rebuild it. She started a rod knock. I know a lot of people are going to tell me that it was probably a timing chain, and it's possible, but I don't believe so. Unfortunately, she was run very low on oil. She's been my son's favorite toy, so he's been riding it a whole lot. I don't know how long it's been driven without or being low on oil, but we're going to go ahead and just rebuild it. We've already sourced all the parts, and we're just starting the teardown. Just took the seat off, which is in mint condition. It's been reupholstered. The two side plates off, which we still have. Just started to remove the housing. We have made modifications earlier to this, such as USB ports for charging, a 12 volt just in case, and switches for the light bar. Also, it has a winch mounted on the front. Actually, I've made modifications to an original style hitch in order to put a 2-inch shaft hitch on it. And when we get closer to the end of the video, I'll show you what I did in order to make sure that I'm not causing any damage to my rear axle. So join us for the ride here and see how we do. This is my first time tearing down a 4-stroke motorcycle. I've done plenty of work on them, but I've never tore one all the way up down and split the cases like I'm about to do. So bear with me, and any suggestions you have along the way would be wonderful. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe as you see fit. Thanks, guys. Welcome. Alright. We went ahead and took that side off. Bolt off for the plastics on that side, and now we're going to do the same over here. The goal obviously is to get all the plastics off, get the carburetor off, air box, then carburetor, and see how we're doing from there. I assume we'll be alright, but alright. Trying to crawl half up underneath this thing. Figure out what we need to take off still in order to get those plastics taken off. Sounds like fun. So Some of you guys might know this trick, some might not, but especially with Craftsman and a lot of others, there's a reason that the handles are shaped like the head of a nut. And that is so you can get an extra bit of turning power on things that don't like you. Yeah. Yes. Sometimes it does not work out in your favor, but sometimes it does. And this time was it does. She's old, she's a little bit rusty, but she is definitely a whole lot trusty. That's why I deem her worth a rebuild. A lot of guys would just run her till she dropped, and that's fine for them, I guess. But like I said, this old girl will do anything I've ever asked of her. She gets out on the ice, she plows this driveway. She's literally done it all. Have her dragging lumber. Have her dragging actual wood, like actual logs. Yeah. Would you look at that? And suddenly, there's actually room to maneuver stuff back underneath here. Still gotta do the other side though. We'll be back with you in a few minutes. Don't need to show you both sides as we do things. It just kinda gets monotonous then. Alright, we're back. We managed to get both sides taken off so that we can have more access down in the wheel well. And what we're trying for now is to take off the rack. I'm gonna try and get you guys down in there to see, so that you can see what it is that we're trying to do. Alright. So the rack itself here comes down through to this nut right there. And that needs to come off. And looks like so does that one. We got to do that on both sides, and the rack should then fold forward. As long as the rack then folds forward, we are in a good position because we'll be able to get the plastics off. And that is exactly what we want, right? Once the plastics come off, then we can start tearing down or taking off the air cleaner, the carburetor, and then we can start tearing down the motor and figuring that out. Now, I've worked on a lot of motors in my life. Well, I shouldn't say that. I've worked on a fair amount of motors in my life. Enough to have an idea, and mostly just to be dangerous. But, come on now, let go. More just to be dangerous though. So, there we go, gotcha. So, the goal is to do this with as little pain as possible. And one thing I will recommend is that nobody do something like this without looking over a few things in the repair manuals. And that goes for any motor that someone may or may not get. That's simple. Now we go to the other side and do the same thing. I'll be back with you guys in a few minutes. Here we go. Something that I'll show you guys once we get the plastics off is, as it turns out, even though I keep this in my garage, turns out that we had a mouse nest at some point. We had a little mouse friend, I'm assuming, because we found a mouse nest. Now I took most of it out, but I can show you and show you where. So it just goes to show that even when you think everything is okay, because it seems to be running right, doesn't mean that you shouldn't still be checking on all of your components on a regular basis. So I gotta inspect all my wiring because we learned, like I said, about the mouse nest. And well, mice really, really like to eat wires. Alright. There we go. Now, I can't speak for anybody else, but I like to keep things somewhat tidy and as safe as possible. If you did this right, this should just pop up and even fold back. Oh, well, would you look at that? Maybe we will down. There we go. Look at that. Look at that Nikes. And when you go to wire in any new devices, my suggestion to anybody that does it, always put in some kind of butt connector. Otherwise you find yourself having to do rewire jobs, cutting, splicing, and everything else under the sun. And that just makes a job longer and harder. So I can't speak for others. A little dielectric grease on some sort of a butt connector or bullet connector sure does go a long way. That being said, That's been installed for 5 or more years without any issues, so it would appear to be time for, there we go, time for me to put some new dielectric grease on that. Yeah, tons of fun. There we go. Alright. Pop that in. And this should be coming out. Oh yeah, almost forgot. Though we took it off, we do still have to try it the rest of the way. Oh, okie dokie. Why? You're not just gonna make it super easy and barely an inconvenient. I don't know. There we go. Gotcha. Gotcha. And same thing on the other side. Make sure it's coming off a little bit. Alright. Sorry for the noise in the background, guys, but apparently it's garbage day. Well, not apparently, it is garbage day. Alright, let's see what we got. Came off, all right. Oh, look at that. I did not know that was like that. Now, instead of disconnecting that, we're going to go ahead and pull that off there with a couple of Phillips screws. All right. Let's see here. Nope. Oh, maybe not. Let's see why that's been changed before. there's a good chance that a lot of this is going to get put into fast forward mode. Because really, who wants to watch a guy pulling out screws? But on an old Honda like this, it can get mighty difficult. I say mighty difficult. Let's see here. Ah, there we go. Would you look at that? Just look at that. Just look at that right there. Just look at it. I don't know why she wanted to be so difficult. But, you know, we got her. That's what matters, right? Whew. And we managed to not strip her out. So, you know, that. Now this should actually come right out of there. Bam! Just like that. Oh. And what do you know? What do you know, Joe? What do you know? We have officially pulled the plastics off. All right, ladies and gentlemen. That took a whole lot longer than I had thought it would. So I think we're going to call this a day and take it from there, okay? That way we don't cause any big issues. I can take a little bit of time to make sure everything is right on this. Actually, you know what? I told you I would show you about the where I found the the mouse nest, which was all right up in here. If you look close enough, let me get some light. If you look close enough, I got a little bit of mouse chew there, some mouse chew here, and let's see, is that it? Oh no, and some mouse chew there. That's some heavy mouse chew there. So we're gonna have to clean all that up. But yeah, it was all stuffed right in there. I don't know whatever happened to the mouse, but I'll take you out here and show you. The funny thing is that mouse nest is all right here, and it looks like actual fur, like maybe cat fur or something. But yeah, I don't know. I have no idea what it is. But starting to look like a stripped down quad, and well, let's be real, it's kind of scary. All right, guys, have a great night, and we'll see you on the next one.